Let's talk about the ragdoll swinging, cloak billowing, chemistry reacting parts of games, because I think they're mostly about failure. What is a physics? Saying game physics mostly means gravity and momentum. You write E equals mc squared into the game code, and that gives you gravity, I think. That lets you roll things downhill like my dead body. There's always a gamey feel to it, and even with all that beautiful cloth and material simulations, it isn't going to make games realistic. What this is, aside from a good way to piss off a giant, is a cool reaction to the player being a big, powerful hero. That's the power of physics systems. When you want to yeet something across a map, physics is there to help. Often it's decorative though, and has no real mechanical consequences beside the possibility of losing your loot off the edge of a mountain. What I want to show you are some games that go deeper to use physics that let you play differently and fail differently. Noita is the reason that this video is a week late. I really love it, and everything I've said so far about physics is true here too. There's lots of death flops and flying giblets, but I love it because it shows that physics is more than just gravity. There are materials with properties and physical interactions between those systems. Every pixel is simulated, say the devs, so I can make holes in the walls and watch stuff fall out, like the most dangerous domino effect ever. Stuff explodes, solids fall, gas rises, liquids flow. For instance, when I explode part of the level, killing this monstrosity, spraying acid everywhere, causing me to piss myself. Fire spreads from wood to oil, but can't set dirt or metal alight, but explosions can get rid of them. The properties of one thing changes the properties of something else in a logical way, changing it from state to state. Mostly everything will be on fire and you'll have to dive into water to escape being burned alive. Every now and again, the chaos will work for you and you can crack an icicle to crush your enemies, or extinguish a fire monster with water, or even bait your enemies into following you, then use a fire spell to turn snow into water and also blood chunks. Then throw a thunderstone into the puddle to finish them all off. My point is that simulating an entire world of things that explode means that at some point there's going to be an explosion you couldn't have planned for. The chaos in this system is beautiful, and after learning how they interact, you can use it to your advantage within a certain margin of error. The world doesn't rely on the player to do anything because the simulation only needs other parts of the simulation to make something happen. Arriving somewhere and thinking, what on earth happened here? Or, that wasn't my fault, pretty cool. It just means that there is a whole world of possible ways for the player to fail and have unintended results. The chaos between the systems is beautiful, and after learning how they interact, you can use them to your advantage within a certain margin of error. That margin of error is where physics have done really good things. They occupy part of an uncanny valley that is enjoyable because you can only estimate what a reaction will be. You learn the rules of the system, then try out stuff until it works more reliably. But more reliability is about as far as it gets. Unpredictable results are their own reward, like in my new favourite friend repellent, Heave Ho. There's no way a player can move entirely accurately. After some practice, you might get to where you want more often than not, but with every swing, there's an outcome where you fall off screen and explode in your mate's face. Frustrating? Yes. Hilarious? Also yes. Developer Cryptixie is trying to make it out the other side of that uncanny valley of physics with Rosa. This is a game full of video game babies in suits because you literally have to learn to walk again. It's not quite QWOP, but the player character isn't animated. It walks just using physics, which is quite believable when you fall over on stairs or turn too quickly. It's in early access. There are a lot of movement possibilities though for getting around and doing cool action movie stunts like shooting out a window then springing out of it headfirst. So you're aware what your body is up to, you've got a diagram of where your legs are, because there's no guarantee they're under your butt. The other games I've covered require practice to manipulate the systems, but if you want to move from falling clumsily downstairs to doing backflips over cars, then it's possible and will give you an edge, but you're going to have to try really hard. As you can tell, it is a very serious game. When you're brewing a plan in a game with physics, failure is always an option. It's always something to anticipate, so you build it into the model of what to expect from your actions. In some games, it's the entire point. In others, you want to go to Mars, but it's really enjoyable to watch rockets explode, you sick masochist, you. But that's okay, because having these kind of minute degrees of success and failure brings tension, and no matter the result, it's really, really fun to blow stuff up. See the outcome. So here's to physics and all the wonderful ways we can fail at stuff. Become my patron if you enjoyed that for extra stuff and helping me decide what I should make a video about next. Or if you just want to help out, like and subscribe.